Hello, Leo friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Leo March 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month for Leo, this very powerful, one of the most intense months of the entire year of 2025. A wealth revolution, eclipse treasure map marks the spot. So I'm going to go into all of that and talk about the many ways your financial reality may shift at this time and other treasures that aren't financial, how they may roll in as well. This is for you if Leo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Leo placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture and very late degree Leo friends. So birthdays like August 15th through the rest of the sign, or Leo placements around 23 degrees through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Virgo report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Okay, so there are so many things to discuss. I'm just going to go and hit the highlights. If you've been listening to my work, then you know I have added weeklies into my reports. I've been doing new moon and full moon reports regularly as well. And all of this takes some pressure off of the monthlies so I can stay very targeted on Leo stuff, since a lot of the general things I'm able to siphon out into those reports. So the first thing to know is that we've got 6 planets: Ceres, the Sun, Saturn, Mercury transiting North Node, and for a little while, at least till the end of the month, Neptune in Pisces. This is a tremendous amount of watery energy. This is one facet of this month that I'm not as much excited about, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with that first to get the yuckiness out of the way. Water signs and fire signs don't mix well. We know this. The only way that it can mix well is if you're burning out of control and you need to be managed. And as a fellow fire sign with a ton of fire in my chart, I definitely know that that can happen, okay? So if you are getting burnt out, if you are, out of control and you're burning all over the place and you need water, that is the time when we want it. All right. So in that case, you can let the water redirect you, fine tune things you're doing, help you discern, help you to rest, help you to regroup, help you to recharge. And this month, especially the earlier part, will be full of those possibilities. Okay. But you will feel your fire being doused. People may be very emotional and you have to deal with it, or you may be more emotional, and all of this water energy crowds into your 8th house of Scorpio, which is also a water house. All right. So, it's a very emotional energy. Positive attributes of that: lots of heart connection, lots of connection to the divine, synchronicity, magic, your dream space being lit up, your psychological space revealing new information that can help you on your journey, the mysteries of life and spirituality and topics like that. If you enjoy those things may come in as well. And just on the plain and simple practical level, it just may be a time for quiet personal pursuits and some rest and regeneration before the fire energies take over and you become a blazing wild thing again. Some topics that may come up this month because of the flood, literally, of water in your 8th house, which is a water house, could be water where it shouldn't be. Okay, so look out for that. Stories of water, literally and figuratively, where it shouldn't be. Specifically, this can also enliven the first level of what I'm calling a wealth revolution for Leo. And this eclipse treasure map is not only an eclipse treasure map, it's also it's actually a full zodiac treasure map. And maybe I should rename it that, because the eclipse is definitely going to be part of this. Actually, both eclipses will be part of this because we have 2 eclipses this month, which is why it's one of the most intense months of the whole year. But there are many other layers of this wealth revolution that are occurring for Leo. And many facets of them have to do with all of these Pisces placements crowding in your 8th house of other people's money. This is people in your life who have money. Maybe you don't have the money, but they're employing you, or you're related to them, or you're married to them, or something, or it's the government, or it's somewhere where you're getting resources that are given to you that are helping you, or you're merging your resources with someone else. Sweepstakes, winnings, finding money, loans, credit, taxes, debt, inheritances, and, just in general, other people's money. Also money coming out of the blue, finding money. All of these things are very common when I see a flooded 8th house. Okay. Could be an insurance claim that gets paid from a flooding issue also, just kind of matching those two very practically. if you've had trouble. Also, if you've been in one of the zones affected by the hurricanes or other water damage, you could have, or actually any damage, anything that's insurable, the fires, the wildfires in LA and that area, there could be an insurance premium that gets paid to you at this time that, or you get an amount that's going to be paid to you that really can change your life. And then you will be on a new trajectory, sorting out how you're going to manage this money. All right. So other people's money, joint money, collaborative money, also business types of things are going to be coming up and are part of this wealth revolution and part of the treasure map that's being laid out with the X marks the spot. Except this month, there's not one X marks the spot. There are many different X marks the spots, and all the arenas that are lit up by the stars at this time are where all of the X's are. So I'm going through those pieces, piece by piece. Okay, so now let's move into the next eclipse, and let's talk about, the first eclipse. I didn't talk about the second one yet. March 13th, 14th, we have a lunar eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo. This is the second chapter in a cycle that started in the last quarter of 2024 and goes until 2027. Long quarter for Leo. Long cycle. So for Leo, this Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle will accentuate your individual income and money shared resources that we've been talking about being, really focused on with all of these Pisces placements. So the Virgo eclipse is going to happen in your individual money, your earned money, your financial consciousness, your material wealth, your connection to the earth, and that can be through environmental things. It's just you and the material plane, all of the different ways you can play in that arena. So something is ending. A stream of income may end, but all of these new streams of income may begin. So, this is a time where money is getting shuffled around and income is getting shuffled around and your finances are getting shuffled around, and it's opening up this wealth revolution. So you're going to see all of this at play. Okay, so now as the month progresses, and this is going to start happening very quickly, early in the month, Mercury is going to go from moving through Pisces into Aries. March 21st, we start the new astrological year, which can feel very much like a new year, sometimes more so than our January new year. When the sun gets there into Aries, it will join Venus, which will be in retrograde in Aries, and will dip back into Pisces, but mostly Aries. March 1st through the middle of April, Venus will be in retrograde. We'll talk about that a little more later, but just saying that Venus in retrograde is in Aries as well. And longer term, moving planets like Chiron and Eris are also in Aries, and Neptune is going to get into Aries at the end of the month. So all of this is really good for Leo because fire and fire make yay, lots of enthusiasm, energy, forward movement, revitalization, and the most favorable aspect in all of astrology, the trine. So all of those placements that I just listed that will be in Aries are making these nice aspects. And we do start the month out with the moon in Aries as well. And we do end the month with the solar eclipse in Aries at 9 degrees of Aries. Okay, so this is a very big time for the short term, for the long term. You're going to have Neptune in a sign that favors you for around 14 years. So that's a really big deal. I am doing a separate report on Neptune in Aries, so I'm not going to get that much into that right now, but just to let you know that it's happening, and it will be much better for you than 14 years of Neptune in a water sign making an awkward angle for you. So yay, let's just take a moment to celebrate that as well. All right, something else that we have to talk about is what Aries energy brings. So whether it's any of these individual placements or the eclipse itself, it's bringing individuality, autonomy, something individual and unique and to you, how you are, who you are, how you're showing up in life, what you're bringing, your physical body, healing from your root, your deepest roots up. And this is also a very big time of a culmination of something, because from early 2023 until now, we've had an Aries Libra eclipse cycle, changing the nature of how me versus we works, as I call it. You and other people, your relationships with other people, your relationship with yourself. That storyline has been at play, and we are in the last manifestation of that eclipse cycle. So something will go on with it. Now, If you are, let's see, so that's at 9 degrees. So early degree friends, that's our July born, really the ones closest to like the very end of June, actually, sorry, not June, July, like the very end of July, first days of August, around there, you all might notice this the most. And we'll bring that orb a little bit wider and say like July 25th to around August 5th. And the closer to the days around the end of July and beginning of August, the more you may consciously see something super positive come from this. Now, if you don't know your chart, it's a good time to run your chart and see what other planets you may have. You may have other planets in Leo that are at this degree, even if your sun isn't. And, if it hits any of your placements in that configuration, it can definitely be very obvious and activating. Now, you don't have to be in that zone to see profound positive effects from this eclipse either. We just, usually see that the closer it's tied into something mathematically in your chart, the more notable and noticeable it can be. But these eclipses are at play and they're doing something. They've been doing something and they will continue to do something. Even if it's more in the psychological space, the subconscious space, something is being activated in a very positive way. It could be a return to vibrant health. It could be an awareness of a health issue that now opens you up for healing, but something having to do with you and your physical body. Now, all of those Aries energies in the short term, in the long term, are lighting up your ninth house of Sagittarius. So these are opening up these new horizons. And one of the reasons I use the visual of the treasure map for this time, I was kind of adding some layers to the dimension of what we're going to talk about, because treasure seeking and traveling and adventure, are very Sagittarian. The person who goes with their map in their backpack and goes to find the treasures of the world, in the material and the immaterial plane, is very Sagittarian. They're the travelers. They love long distance travel and interactions with people from different countries. And I'm a Sag, so I can speak to this very well. Sagittarius energy also rules this teaching and learning and educating and making something on a grander scale and showing the ways where everything is connected. Like looking at something from a mountaintop and being able to see the continuity of the land, even if it seems like it's set up in, broken up into different landscapes, that there's a continuity to the land that you can see from a higher perspective, like a bird's eye view. And that's what you're getting a lot of at this time, along with Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, moving forward in February, along with Mars, just at the end of February, moving forward. So now here in March, it's very new. And Mars rules Aries, this, fire sign that's predominating here. So there's this activation of new and exciting and bold and ready and action. And as the month progresses, it turns more and more into an action-oriented type of month. And there is a lot of good energy around doing important things as well. Now, Venus is going to sleep or getting into more an introspective type of energy as all these other things are waking up. So your job is to carefully discern what's kind of losing steam and then just let it, and what's waking up, and then just put your energy there. Where we get into trouble is where we see the thing losing steam and be like, oh, it's losing steam, I don't want that to lose steam. Where, if we can recognize the purpose in it and just kind of go inwards and backwards with it, and then put our energy towards the things that are waking up and align with that, things can be so much easier. And that's really one of the main points of doing my work, is to help you align with these natural rhythms of the universe. So you'll see a lot of things starting to move forward that went dormant in September, October, and are waking up now. And, especially in this brilliant conclusion to whatever is going on with the Aries Libra eclipse cycle. A couple of important things to note about Venus retrograde, and I have so many resources on this. If you search for Annie Botticelli Venus retrograde, I have a lot. I've written and recorded, I think, more on Venus retrograde than I have on any other individual topic. So anyway, high risk things are not a good idea. Venus rules love, beauty, money, finances, relationships, design, personal appearance, your financial consciousness. So taking like extreme risk on something, it's not the time to bet your butt on anything. It's the time for high reward, low risk. Like if you find a beauty product that is affordable to you and you're not going to miss out if it doesn't work. You could find it works amazingly and you rewind time to your appearance. That's a way that Venus retrograde can manifest. But if you try to do something surgical that's more permanent, can't be fixed, and has a higher risk, it increases the odds of something getting botched up or it not being the way you wanted it. So it's looking for those places where the risk is low, but the reward can be high is a better Venus retrograde type of venture. And that's financially, that's in love, and doing shorter term things like, a henna tattoo instead of a regular one, like cutting your hair differently, but not cutting it all off, things that you can't easily reverse, having to do with appearance or money or relationships are not always the best things to do now, including divorce proceedings, where many people may be tempted to just give your money away. You'll be having your Venus goggles on and maybe not seeing clearly, only to realize afterwards, what was I thinking? I shouldn't have given away all the money. So this is a time to try to not make final long-term decisions about any of these factors ruled by Venus if possible, and to just sort of play, experiment in low risk, possible high reward, or just experimentation for experimentation's sake. That's low risk kind of things. And then look for my resources on Venus retrograde as well. Now, Venus retrograde is a fantastic time to do promos, anything that's intended to be short-term involving money and anything going back to people and things that you've done before. Venus retrograde is great for that. So I'm running a fantastic promo aligning with this time as well. And if you go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, you can see my very comprehensive astrology certification course. And you can learn how to do astrology for your friends and your family and yourself. And you can also learn how to earn money from astrology. I'm giving away at least, I think it's like $1,500 worth of free bonuses when you register for that course, including all of the rest of the paid courses in my school for free when you register for just this one, and a new, never been offered, not available to the public, Celestial Mindscape Zodiac series for harmonizing the zodiac within to help you open up to synchronicity and self-discovery and self-fulfillment. So you can see all that at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. And if you want to get all my content early and not miss anything, because if you're on YouTube, they're not telling you whenever I'm posting my weeklies and my full moon and new moon, and maybe not even these monthlies. So if you go to anniehelpsyou.com and sign up for my free email newsletter, that is the best way that you can make sure to not miss anything from me if you resonate with my work and that has a value to you. Plus, you can get my eclipse and retrograde resource pages, which can be very valuable to better understanding these, very predominant features that are happening this month. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Bye for now.